Good Tuesday and greetings, everybody, and thanks for being back and joining me on what's a rather gloomy evening out there, the likes of which are only going to ramp up. We're still talking about some snow, and if the ground temperature had been where the snowfall was looking to be right now, we might see a little bit stack up, but not so much. But nevertheless, some flakes in the forecast, colder temperatures than we even were talking about 24 hours ago in your forecast. I've got indictments returned by the McGoffin County Grand Jury. I've got some other arrest and jailhouse notes. I've got just a few items of house cleaning, so to speak, on a few calls of emergency over the course of today, and a host of other news and information before I leave you. And I also covered last night's Sayersville City Council meeting. Today's schedule here in the building has not allowed me to even think about editing that. I will be leaving just as soon as I can finish this broadcast and head across the road to get the fiscal court meeting. So we'll start all of our local governmental coverage hopefully as soon as tomorrow. With that said, there were a couple of calls of emergency since early this morning and throughout the day. Just to let you know and give you an update, around 6:45 this morning, 911 received notification of an accident on South River Road. It's my understanding that upon arrival of EMS and law enforcement, there was a vehicle that was discovered, the driver of which had already gotten to his home and refused medical treatment from that point further. Then around 4:45 this afternoon, another accident with possible injuries on the right-hand fork of Oakley. There was a vehicle that was found. It was also found earlier today by authorities and was known to have been involved in an earlier accident. There was no one in or around the vehicle and believed to be a minor or non-injury accident as well. McGoffin County Sheriff's Department also responded to a shooting report off of Burning Fork earlier today. The information that I have is that it was indeed a shooting incident, a self-inflicted gunshot wound, an individual that was pronounced dead on the scene. No other individuals were said to have been involved. With that said, we'll get to some arrest records and indictments right after these messages. Experience over 30 years of exceptional, impeccable elegance and beauty at Seasons Florist, now in Sayersville, offering the very freshest in floral designs, custom and in-stock wreaths, arrangements, gifts, and so much more that you'll have to visit to try to see it all. Plus, they have tuxedo rental, free delivery within the city limits of Sayersville, and you can even place orders after hours. Call anytime. Seasons Florist on Parkway Drive, 349-4000. For whatever reason, if your working days are over, don't do anything before you meet Grover. Social Security, disability, SSI, work injuries, wear and tear, and hearing loss. 888-9-GROVER. It's fall, and you can find it in all its warm, vibrant glory on the latest fashions, apparel, and accessories and home decor at the seasonal shop, where you can also embrace your inner claws as Christmas is hitting the shelves as we speak. Stop by anytime and pick out the perfect gift, birthday, wedding, baby, for anyone, and get cracking on those next level Christmas decorations at the seasonal shop in downtown Sayersville.
I wonder, could this be our last trip together? What if I upset him? He might never call again. But what if I don't say anything?
Hey, Dad. Is something wrong?
Actually, are you okay?
If someone you know or love is struggling, contact Big Sandy Healthcare today.
Green Tree Forest Products wants to buy your timber. Our skilled log procurement team has 4 generations and 70 years of experience buying over 24 million feet of hardwoods every year, which means you'll get the most dollars out of your logs and timber by calling any of our 3 locations in Sayersville, Moorhead, or Wallingford, Kentucky. In the Sayersville and surrounding area, call 495-1198. Green Tree Forest Products.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small town values.
And mom and dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars.
I believe in always finding a way to do what you love.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
3 indictments to report out, handed down from the McGoffin County Grand Jury. A few arrests to report on this evening. One, a Sagersville man indicted in Johnson County. A Johnson County Sheriff's Department citation says that they executed a warrant in the name of 22-year-old Timothy Howard of Salyersville, who, as I understand, turned himself into the Johnson County Judicial Center on yesterday's date, charged and indicted in Johnson County for promoting contraband in the first degree related to being incarcerated in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. He was ordered held on a $5,000 cash bond. Also out of Johnson County, Paintsville PD officer Bradley says that while on patrol last night, about 11:30 or so, this man, 41-year-old Jeremy Joseph of Hager Hill, was in the city with a large amount of drugs. That was the tip that was given to the officer. And while at the hospital in the emergency room, that being the officer, a man walked past him, matching the description of Jeremy Joseph. And he followed the man outside, asked him to stop and talk. He opened his car door, was trying to reach inside, reach in his pockets. He was asked to step away and get on his hands and knees out in front of the vehicle, when officers saw a knife on his right hip. And after being placed in cuffs, it was confirmed that 41-year-old Jeremy Joseph indeed was the man they just apprehended and the one that they were looking for. They also pulled a can out of a watch pocket on his person, found 3 small clear bags of an unknown drug, thus far awaiting test results. There was other drugs and or paraphernalia that were discovered inside the vehicle or on his person, including a set of scales. And he was charged with possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of a controlled substance in the first degree, trafficking in methamphetamine, prescription in its improper container, and he was also served with an outstanding warrant for failure to appear, another for a probation violation out of Johnson County, and one for contempt of court as well. While in McGoffin County Courthouse happenings, indictments, 3 more served, therefore unsealed and reported to us. One in the name of James D. Alley, 63, from McDowell, indicted by the McGoffin County Grand Jury for trafficking in a controlled substance, first degree, over 10 dosage units. That's 2 counts. Trafficking in a controlled substance, first degree, over 10 dosage units for opiates, and prescription of a controlled substance not in its original container, first offense. This after being stopped by the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department on September the 30th of this year. And it was back in March of this year that we first reported the incident, which has now resulted in an indictment being returned in the name of Brian C. Perkins, 40, of Sagersville. It was back in March of this year when he reportedly was arrested after assaulting his mother. He was charged with 2 counts of second-degree assault for attacking his mother, as well as a man who was coming to her defense, and a count of first-degree burglary as well. His mother telling police back in March of this year that Perkins came to her home, kicked in the door, started assaulting her until she was able to run away and lock herself in her vehicle before he was able to get the door open and continue assaulting her inside the car. And when a bystander tried to stop him, he grabbed a logging chain and started to assault him with it. The initial bond at his arrest was set at $10,000. Court documents show now that he's being held on a $3,000 cash bond after being indicted for burglary in the first degree and 2 counts of assault in the second, domestic violence. It was just after purchasing the Big Sandy News a few years ago, the first visit to the Louisa office for myself and Tim Stamper, that we soon realized just what a fixture, not just to the newspaper, but to the community, that our office manager, Brenda Hardwick, was. She is a resource. She is a source of information, and she is a force to be reckoned with when it comes to the community. She volunteers and gives of her time as freely as anyone I know, and is dedicated not just to keeping everyone up to date on the news and happenings through the publication, but as well she is an individual who is highly respected, highly valued, and today, understandably, was very surprisingly honored as the Lawrence County Fiscal Court recognized her today in a very special proclamation. You'll be able to read Roberta Cantor's report in tomorrow's edition of the Big Sandy News about how just surprised the lady there in the middle, who is always happy and cheerful regardless. How surprised she was today when the Lawrence County Fiscal Court met and Judge Executive Phil Carter signed a proclamation making the week of November the 18th, the entire week, not a day, the week of November the 18th as the 24th, as Brenda Hardwick Week. The proclamation in part reading that, quote, Brenda is being recognized for all the volunteer work she performs for Lawrence County and all the other organizations she helps with. Brenda is always there to help with the fiscal court with all of their charitable events. Brenda also helps the City of Louisa, Lawrence County Tourism, A Ray of Hope, Country Christmas, and every organization that asks. Brenda helps cook and provide meals to those in need throughout the county, all of which true and very well said, and very well deserved. In attendance to witness the event, family members who surprised her, Nanetta Hardwick, her mom, Rhonda, her sister, her daughters Jamie Diamond, Amber Meadows, and Shayna Boggs, with Magistrate Rick Blackburn saying he also sees Brenda out working in every event he goes to, with Judge Carter saying he'd known Brenda since she worked for the Tri-Rivers Advertiser. That goes back a few years, and she's always been helpful in the community and doing things for the kids. Brenda humbly said she enjoys working in the community and will continue to do so as much as she can, and we're all better off for it. Congratulations, Miss Brenda. Up next, I believe it's a happy anniversary to begin tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar. A few reminders, don't forget Thanksgiving dinner brought to you by the Lighthouse Shelter. And they're asking for you, if you're hearing this, to try to get the word out that this is for the homeless or needy and hungry tomorrow at the Community Center from 11 till 1 at the Lloyd Mall Community Center, full-blown turkey dinner with a drink, and it is free to all those, of course, who need it. They've been putting together these food events now for quite some time. The crowds have been getting very big, which means that it's a very good thing that they're doing. And if you can help get the word out for them for tomorrow, 11 to 1, they would much, much appreciate it. Next vendor fair coming up for the holidays, December the 6th. If you want to be a vendor, call 349-1236 at the Extension Service. For everyone else, just get ready. The holiday card making workshop is Monday, December the 10th. They need you to call and register. Very limited seating, 349-3216 to do so. A lot of things happening from the Extension Office, of course, this time of year, and that also includes one of the most popular, the wreath decorating event. This is a full day, 10 till 6, so they can accommodate you if you're out of work. You can come after or go before, what have you. Just stop somewhere in the middle, $15, but you have to register, 349-3216. They'll supply everything you need to have a beautiful live wreath brought home with you and just in time to enjoy for the holidays. Monday, that's next Monday, so you need to call soon. Another popular event for the holidays, Country Hams, 4-H Clover Buds, 4-Hers ages 9 to 18, and adults, they're $50 a piece. 4-H participants, 9 to 18, you get 2 for $70. You can get an extra ham for $50. They need your order in by December the 6th. And don't forget this Thursday, the last Diabetes Connection event at the Extension Service, hosted by ARH. Join them for family and support about diabetes. They're going to have some diabetes trivia, fun, education, and prizes. Their last meeting of the year starts at 10 o'clock. This Thursday. Calendars here every night at 6 and 11. Following morning on Foothills at 7 and 9. Just send me your announcement, and I will tell everyone about it. Birthdays and anniversaries, too. From there, a reminder, services will be held tomorrow at 1 for 74-year-old Michael Luster Yates of West Liberty. He passed away Sunday at his home, survived by 3 sons, Casey Lee McKenzie, Michael Sean Yates, Chad Everett Yates, his daughters Jennifer Slusher, Emily Yates, Brandy Yates, Micah Yates, his brother Charles, sister Kathy Carrick, 16 grandkids, and 1 great-grandchild. Services start tomorrow at 1 from the White Oak Pentecostal Church under the care and direction of the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Thanks to you, Fraser's Prater Drug has been voted #1 in customer satisfaction with Good Neighbor Pharmacies for the 7th year in a row. With curbside pickup for all of your prescription, allergy, or even multivitamin needs. Or come in and pull up a stool while you shop, or just visit downtown and treat yourself to something extra tasty or sweet. Where locally owned means a more personal, reliable, and friendly pharmacy. Fraser's Prater Drug. SMB is proud to stand with you with what might be your very first and definitely last checking, savings, retirement, even Christmas Club account, along with consumer, auto, mortgage, business loans that you can easily manage from anywhere in the world with safe, secure mobile and online banking that comes from over 120 years of commitment to your financial life and well-being, today, tomorrow, and forever. Salyersville National. You can call it low carb because it is ultra low carb. And you can also call it one of the tastiest meals ever. Seasoned roast breast strips are perfect green beans, and cooked cabbage so good that sometimes I just get a pint of it and a Diet Pepsi and make it a meal. All you have to do is make your way to your Salyersville Lee's famous recipe. Whether you've got a new ride and you want it to stand out in the crowd, or you want your current ride to look and feel like a new one, no one does lifts, wheels, and tires better than Conley's. Stop in now for spring tire specials, free quotes, and 0% financing, or log on to conleytire.net.
There are several risk factors that may put a patient at risk for heart disease.
Especially people who have diabetes or hypertension or high cholesterol and have a family history of heart disease.
Neglecting to see a cardiologist can put you in trouble. You may develop problems that may not be reversible.
We see many people who do not have an actual diagnosis of a heart problem, but may be at risk of heart disease, and we do whatever we can to help mitigate that risk to help prevent disease in the future. ARH, more for Appalachia.
Someone dies in the U.S. every 7 minutes from an overdose, and over half of the population gets or takes pills from a friend or a relative. And about 46 million and counting are exposed to narcotics in their drinking water. So don't toss them, flush them, or leave them lying around. Safely dispose of your unneeded meds anytime at Parkway Pharmacy,
where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
Johnson Central High School stands alone in providing the most college and career programs of study in one building throughout the entire state of Kentucky. This includes pathways in everything from the medical field to engineering, telemedia, welding, agriculture, and even aviation. And that's just to name a few of the 32 different choices. Work has also been started on a brand new state-of-the-art high school. So now is the time for your child to experience the power of opportunities in Johnson County schools.
All right, before I am out the door and across the road to catch the fiscal court meeting for tonight, and remember, still coverage of last night's Salyersville City Council to come this week, I need to take a few moments and take a look at your Licking Valley RECC outlook and what we're looking at winter weather-wise, as we still are. And in fact, it's gotten a little more intense in the past 24 hours. Let's take a look around pretty much the eastern half of the United States, and then let's take a look down southward just to see, just because we've been talking about it and fearful it was going to be a big hurricane, but fortunately not, after Tropical Storm Sarah just dissipated and however left a lot of moisture behind. That's just hammering some parts of Florida. There you can see around Tallahassee and to the north and to the west, a lot of rain, a lot of red there. As we're seeing, of course, some showers, all part of a front. We've got a bunch of fronts coming through. A warm one giving us some rain, and then, of course, we've got low pressure and a cold front coming a little later on. That's going to give us some snow. Rains today have added up to a little more than a half an inch. We'll talk about that in just a few seconds. Not a bad thing. And warm today, as I was talking about last evening, a warm front keeping us around the 60-degree mark. A little bit better today, actually, and albeit a wet one, with the moisture sticking around and the cold air about to take its place. All the snow lovers out there are just giddy. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Let's talk about your current conditions before we talk about your 7-day. 62, let's just call it 63 degrees is where I topped out earlier today. We are at 58 right now and on our way down, of course. A northeasterly wind clocked at 1 mile per hour. Ooh, that's a big one. sarcasm. Max daily gusts 6 miles per hour. We haven't seen much wind today. That's going to change. Relative humidity up there, obviously, pretty much pegged out. Rain, 0.6 of an inch, actually 0.63. To be precise, here in downtown Sagersville, over the studios, Sagersville Independent offices, while sunrise at 7:18 and sunset, as you saw, at 5:19, almost 2 hours in between. While it is your Licking Valley RACC 7-day, which paints a more wintry picture and a colder one than what we had 24 hours ago, at least for your Thursday. Check this out. 54 degrees tonight, so pretty mild. Like I said, warm front, and it's not going to have much of a temperature swing today. If we'll go from 63 to around 54, mostly cloudy. You saw we're still going to see some light rain for a little while longer tonight. For your Wednesday, a 50% chance of rain. Best chance is mainly before 3 o'clock tomorrow. I think we'll see a little sunshine tomorrow, partly sunny skies. Now, here's what's going to happen tomorrow. Temperatures, as this warm front sticks around, they're going to climb right back up to almost where they today, almost exactly where they were today, right around 62, 63 degrees. That's, however, before they will just soon thereafter head back the other direction, and tomorrow's actual high, well, will be around 62. However, 49 is where we're going to bottom out, and that's before dark tomorrow night. So a couple of daytime highs for you as we see a cold front roll through. Knocks us down to 35 tomorrow night. And like I said, winds not so much today. Tomorrow a different story, up to 23, 25 miles per hour or so out of the west. Less than a tenth of an inch of rain tomorrow. We're clearing tomorrow night, 35 degrees, still breezy out there. Thursday, 38, a 50% chance of some snow showers. Still windy out of the west. Rain and snow Thursday night to the tune of 80%. Friday, as you just saw, a chance of rain and snow before 9, then rain thereafter. We could see a bunch of big flakes. I mean, it could very well happen. Like I said, the ground's still warm, not going to pile up or anything, but you know, it would be the equivalent of an inch or two of snow, I think, possible for some folks. But not this time around. Saturday, 48 and 31. Look at that. Clean, clear, dry, calm. Saturday, partly sunny and almost 50. Sunday, mid-50s, mostly sunny, pretty nice. Clouds work their way back into the picture Sunday night, not making anything. They will save that for Monday of next week, where we get back to the 60s. 1 on Monday, 64 on Tuesday. More clouds and shower chances than not, but it's the 60s. So, some flakes for all of those who think that's a wonderful thing, and a return to the 60s for the others, or maybe some folks just looking to enjoy it all. Nevertheless, I'll see you back here tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and good night. And thank you for being a part of the show. And, oh, by the way, go Cats.